We're here at the spring meeting of the Broadband Forum, and the topic at the Town Hall Innovation was artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the network. And Mohammad, here you spoke about the challenges that presents from an organization that it's multinational and it's been around for a while. And you talked, we'll start with this, you talked about the challenges of, you have people kind of on the front line, and then you have people who kind of want to use the data, and in kind of the data is the product. Maybe you can kind of summarize that, and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, data as a product was a terminology introduced by the data mesh concept. And the data as a product, we focus on how to share the data in a way that is readable and understandable, easy for the audience, for the users. Normally, we do all the processing. When we gather the data, we start with the raw data and start doing some preparation on that. It happens all the time. But normally the people goes and access the data at the source and goes for the raw data and do all the processing again and again by themselves. So to avoid to redoing this stuff, the terminology of data as a product brings to the point to say, you already do the preparation, put it in a way together that it makes sense for a kind of a business. So it shouldn't be the higher business, it can be also the smaller one or the smaller use case areas. And then you can offer that as a product. So this is amount of data set, you offer it as a product to the rest of the company or kind of employees, and everybody can access and build on top of that their use cases. So they don't need to understand the raw data again and open it up and try to think about it, what they are reading, what they have to look for. In the data as a product manner, they have a set of data is already prepared, described, and so ready that I can use it into my use case and go for the next level.
I would imagine that also allows you to maybe keep the data a little bit more anonymous and private.
The privacy is an approach which actually can apply to the data as a product and even to the raw data as itself. The data as a product is not talking about the privacy, it's more focusing on how readable and how easy accessible it makes the data for the audience. So the privacy is something which we have to take into account anyway. So is it kind of when you want to order a data as a product, you need to go through the privacy approval process to see if you have the permission to see the data or not. But the data as a product says, okay, this amount of information is already ready for you. You can just open it up and use it. You don't need to reprocess it again and again.
Now, an interesting question was asked at the end of your presentation, and that was, what's the return on investment in this, for this?
When we go for a harmonized architecture in a landscape, so we are a big enterprise company. In enterprise companies, you have always a big number of legacy applications. When you go for a harmonization, is always as one of the return on invest points is reducing the number of applications which are in overlap. So you have a lot of capabilities twice or three times or many times in your landscape. So when you reduce that number, it is always saving money. So that architecture, so the layered architecture helps a lot to identify which application do we need to take over, which application do we need to develop further, which application do we need to get rid of it.
So ultimately, it sounds like it's about efficiency and just doing your operations in a better manner.
Of course, that's the job of the architect. So to make the landscape much more efficient for the users, and the target what we have is the architecture should help to scale up and be faster while developing our use cases.
Excellent. Well, Mohammad, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.